Oh, my camera is shut off. Let's move that. Oh, sorry. We got the glare. There we go. Hello, 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 everyone. Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is a cloudy, smoky day out there today. It is 19 degrees Celsius, which is 67 degrees Fahrenheit, and our air quality is a 5, so it's a high moderate. I'm in the house, but that's okay because I'm here with you guys. So, show you what I've been playing with. After my Sunday stream, I finished doodling on the mixed media that I did. So it is now complete. I don't know if you can see all the pencil crayon that I have added into the flowers and the leaves, but I am considering this one done. It's staying as it is. It's going to end up in the pile over in the corner there with the rest of them. I had um, covered a whole bunch of business cards. I don't remember me telling you guys that, but I did my business cards in some painty papers and prints. And so I made some little things for text spots. I'm not sure if this is going to go into the yellow part of the journal, the rainbow journal. It's kind of yellow, kind of purple. I'll wait and see. Either way, they can either just get, oh, this one needs a backing. So it would either be a text spot or they could be journaling cards. So I was playing with orange as well because orange is coming up this Friday and I'm excited about that. I'm really enjoying doing this rainbow journal. So again, these are business cards. They're not ATC size. ATCs are, I don't have one here right now, 2.5 by 3.5 inches. These are business card size. So they are nowhere near ATC size. So I did them in oranges so that they could go in the journal on Friday. So I've got learn, teach, inspire, and read. These are words that I really believe in. I used my little books that I did on them. And again, they can be probably text spots or I have to cover the backs, which is fine. Then I had some orange book page that I had been playing with, and that's what triggered me. Hey, Anne, welcome, welcome. That's what triggered me to decide what I'm going to do with you guys today. So, because I used my orange book page, oh, was the glue not dry? The glue wasn't dry when I stacked them. Isn't that a bright thing to do? There we go. So I made a whole bunch of little orange envelopes. And again, these are going to go into the journal on Friday. But I'm going to do, hey, Pam, welcome. Nice to see you. I've been wondering how you were doing. I haven't seen you for a while. And I was looking for your Friday sews, and I don't know if I missed it or whatever. Um, but I was kind of wondering how you doing. Hey, Don, welcome. Nice to see you. So I did these little envelopes. They're going to be used on Friday. But what I do with groups of envelopes like this is I make little clusters. So when they're on a journal page, you've got all these little text spots. And if you put them on a backing, you can have a text spot behind as well. Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, Belinda. Nice to see you. Um, okay. I was just kind of worried that, like I say, I haven't seen you. So you can do various clusters with envelopes on a page, and it's a lot of fun. So these I'm going to be playing with on Friday, but I figured that we could make some clusters out of other things today. Envelope clusters. So I pulled out a whole bunch of what I consider not my happiest, pleasant gel prints, but they make great envelopes and things, right? Again, I want to use up some of this stuff that I've got just hanging around. Um, they're kind of cute. I could use them as backgrounds, whatever. I'm going to use them as envelopes. I've got so much green, I'm not worried about that. But these ones are when we were playing with watercolors the other day when I was trying to do the stamps, not with the stencils. I was using my stencils as stamps. So they're watercolor. So they're not going to hold up to too much, additional sludging around. So I figured let's make little envelopes and do some clusters, if that's okay. So again, we're just going to hack it because that's the way I roll. Lop off a strip. I do my envelopes into squares. So depending on what size square you do is how big your envelope's going to be. I'm not overly concerned because I don't mind having a group of small envelopes in a cluster because I can tuck things behind, and then in them I can use inchies or twinchies or something little. It's just kind of the way it is. So there's my square, folded kitty corner, catty corner, whatever you want to call it. So I'm just going to do it this way, but I'm just going to pinch this middle. I am not going to crease the whole side. That's just so that I know where my point of this one will go. And then I do like to fold the point down. So then, you just fold them over until it's reasonably, you kind of watch that your sides are the same size. And it's okay if it's a little wonky because you know what? It's handmade. And that's what gives it the fun too. So I'm just going to take a bit of glue, put it just across here. I know I could do my origami ones, but because I've got them in a cluster, I don't want them to unfold. Like I don't mind if I have one at the very outside that unfolds, but for the most part, I don't. Okay, so we've got one. I don't know if I want to do 2 or 3 in the cluster. Again, we're just going to fold it up and make a square. I'll have this little bit, chop it off. But that's okay. So again, I'm just going to pinch it in the center so I know where the corner is. I'm doing this without my glasses. Wondering why I'm straining here. Okay, so up. Just tip this under a little bit. Fold in. So when you've got a bunch of envelopes, you can have them like going in a row down the page. But I really like to do it like this so that it's a cluster and it's fun and something different. Another thing just to fill the page a bit. I do definitely outline them with a black marker because where it overlaps here, I want the definition. Again, I'm just roughing it, just roughing the envelopes. Of course, if you want bigger envelopes on your page, use that whole piece. Turn it into a square and make a big pocket, and then smaller pockets around the edge. You don't need to do this part where you fold that piece down. I just do it because I do it. And I do try and get them in different sizes, different size squares. So I have varying sizes of envelopes. This one I didn't fold it quite equal. Then you just go back and fold it again. We're not stressing here, guys, right? No stress mess today. I am going to come with the bone folder, flip them over, and make sure that they're tight down, because they will add a bit of bulk to your journal depending on how you stack them. Right? That, if you've got them like this, you've got all these layers of paper that's going to bulk, plus whatever you're tucking in. And this one, I don't really like all that white, but I'm going to see if I can get a bigger envelope out of it anyway. Oh, let's do that a bit better, Kim. Hey, Shaz, welcome. And I do like doing the odd numbered clusters. I'm going to fold that white piece up. So it's not quite showing very much. So my plan today, Shaz, and whoever else is coming, I am doing envelope clusters. So I'm just folding up some envelopes out of some painty paper. We're going to put them together in a cluster, and I'll show you what I do for decorating them. All right. So I have 4. Let's do one more so that I've got 5, and then we'll play with it. Let's do a little one. Little ones are always fun because you could put something peeking out. You could find just a little bird or something and have it peeking out that bottom one, so it's not really a usable envelope, if you know what I mean. Yeah. You could put an inchy in there. You could put whatever your heart desires. It's just a little bit of fun. Oh, I didn't fold that end down. That's okay. It's not visible. All right. So I've got all these envelopes, these 5 envelopes from this. With one piece of paper, and I still have a little bit left that I can play with for various other things, which is totally fine. So we're going to edge them. It's Happy Wednesday there. Hey, Sherry, welcome. Cat, whatever. You can stuff whatever you like in them. As I say, I'm just going to do the edges because when they're overlapping, I just want to show that they are all individual. And of course, you can decorate these for any, you know what? I forgot to do these edges. I like those edges done too. I don't necessarily worry about the little points. Hey, Barbara. Nice to see you. We're doing envelope clusters today. So I'm making little envelopes. I did 5 little purple envelopes. And they're not the origami ones that unfold because when you've got them all stacked up, you don't really want them to come apart, except maybe the very bottom one. But these are all glued. So I glued them and folded them and glued them, and I'm just edging them. Now, usually, or quite often when I do this, I do it right onto my journal page. But today, I'm going to show you how I also do it so that I can just put them onto a journal page. When you've got 5 envelopes, it can make quite a large cluster. So then you know that if you were doing a journal page, the reason I do it on the journal pages is so it fits. When you're doing it this way, you're going to have to consider where in your journal you're going to want it for it to fit nicely. So, of course, start with the big one, and you just kind of layer them somehow, some way. So I really like that kind of a layout. I know that all my edges don't match, like the angles of my envelopes don't necessarily match. This is quite a wide spread, but that's okay. I like it like this. I really do. So we're just going to pull this down and we're going to start gluing these together. Oh, awesome, Pam. That's awesome. So we know that this is going to go along here. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the side there. Then I'm going to put a little bit of glue just here where it overlaps. Then I know that I want this one would go down next, so I'm going to glue that down. Now you don't have to do this the way that I do it. You put them, arrange them any way that you like. I just happen to like this way. So I did the little one first, right? Just the wee little one up here. And I'm going to do it so that they kind of match up there. Kind of match. Kind of match. And this one's going to go here. So I'm going to put some glue there, some glue there, some glue there. And I'm just going to put it in here. Kind of halfway between them. So there I have a nice little envelope cluster. I have, let's find something that's going to tuck in. Something little and long. You're too big. I can just show you with a pencil. So then I've got this envelope, this envelope. Let's use paper. That doesn't work nice. I need something a little bit on the harder, stiffer side. We'll use this. Okay, so I've got, nope, that's too big. Kimberly, goodness. Let's just lop off a hunk of this. Like that. Just so I can show you. So it fits there. So that's 1, 2, little one, 3, 4, 5. Now you could put tags in. You could just put a folded piece of paper in. You could just leave them all blank and just decorate the front. Now what I'll probably do is I'll do a nice little floral thing on the corner here. If you were gluing it down, I would glue it, say here and here, so that you've got a tuck. Does that make sense? All these little white things, if you have a little stamp or something that you want to put in, perfect. I like using things like my little doodles to tuck in. You know, limited by your imagination. You can do a floral, you can do a swirl, you could do a little whatever. But this, not sure how I want to decorate that. So I'm just going to put it aside, and of course you can copycat it. Not a problem. You just, That one can go to the side. Let's do a green one. Yellowy green. And like I say, I just make a bunch of these and I keep them in one of my sheet protectors, and I just pull them out whenever. Whenever we're going to end up with a couple of big ones here. Yeah, it's not straight. Yeah, there's paint on the back. We may have to do that. Just waiting to be something. They don't have to match. They really don't have to match. Like, if I'd have used, say, 3 of these and 2 out of book page, that would have been lots of fun. You know? And if you put glue just across here and across there, you've got a text box. It's, wherever. And if you're doing it right onto the journal page itself, oh, you can have so much fun. You know how I am. Okay, like I say, so I've got the one kitty corner fold to cut it into a square. Then I put the alternate corners together and I just pinch. I don't want the whole thing to be folded. Fold the bottom piece up so that you've got the line. No, you don't want the line matching. That's going to be... This one goes up just over the line, and you can see where it's pinched. Okay, so then this one would fold in, and this one too would fold. This is going to be a long, narrow one. And you just kind of roll this until they're reasonably equal. There we go. Nice deep envelope, right? That'll hold a nice tag. Don't confuse you. Am I confusing you? What? Wait. Sure, you could draw little lady faces on the open envelope flaps. You could put chicken heads sticking out and looking. You could put Goonie bird heads sticking. I could take one of my little kitty, the tabs, the kitten tabs, and have a kitten tab. You could do whatever you like. You could use a little stamp. You could use just a little tiny cluster. You could put a little bling or a little button. Whatever you've got. Whatever you've got. You could have people peeking out of all of them. Almost like Wilson, like the hands and the hat. My grandson's running around upstairs. Just trying to hear what he's into. Not that it matters. He's old enough. He knows. Oh, no. It's not that I pinched the incorrect corner. I folded it too soon, is what happened. But really, you could spend a day making envelopes and then putting them together. Because sometimes you want to do things, you don't know what you want to do. He did. He came yesterday before lunch. Just pinch, just so that you know where the center is. And he actually made puppet with me yesterday, sock puppets. It's going to be 13 in a little over a month, maybe closer to 2 months. But he's not really, I can get him to do a little bit of painty papers sometimes, but that's the first time he actually agreed to do something like that with me. So melted my heart. Our sock puppets. Okay, so that's 2. Whoops, stick. He made the Bob, and I did Richard. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. You know what? This one might just be a cluster of 3. Let's just make this a cluster of 3. Bye, Pam. Hope all's going well with that. Yeah. So his family, when they come and pick him up, are coming for supper. But I've got that planned. I know what I'm making. Sometimes I don't know what I'm. You know how it is. It's like this. What am I gonna do? Okay. Pinch, 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 pinch. It's a marvelous young man. He will play in the kitchen with me, like if I'm doing spice mixes and stuff. He loves playing mad scientist with me. He does bake. Evidently, he makes killer cinnamon buns. He's never made me any, but okay. So this is why I like to fold down that little point, because sometimes it sticks up and I don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to come down and fold it down a bit. Okay, now we can glue it. Yeah, no cinnamon buns. I know. We're having, actually, Barbara, we're having chicken pot pie stew. It's like chicken pot pie ingredients, all the filling, but you cook it with noodles and you have it like a soupy stew kind of thing. Then my eldest daughter is coming on Thursday for supper. We're having curry, much to my husband's dismay. He isn't a fan of curry. Neither is the young man that's here. That's why I'm not making curry today. The rest of his family likes curry, but he does not. So, yes, I cater to my family to the nth degree when it comes to food. I actually made homemade pizzas yesterday. I can't even remember the last time I made homemade pizzas, which is really strange because I used to have a pizza restaurant way back in a past life in the 80s. Yeah. All right. So I've got these 3. Now, how do I want to do these 3? That's quite a big, tall one. I might just go like this and like that. That's a cute little cluster. We'll do that. This is when I'm really glad that I've got all those little Kim bits to play with, because it makes decorating these things so much easier. Like, wouldn't it be fun just to take them and take all these, the real little glasses, and put sunglasses, decorate them up and make little sunglasses on each flap? Yeah, that's a rough one. And again, you could glue this right down onto your page. You could take it and what? You could do it so that it fits into a pocket, right? Into a pocket in a journal. If you put like a pocket on the back, you can have stuff stuck in the back if you do that. Bubbly is good. So like I say, I could do a whole little thing of sunglasses and then put little people wearing sunglasses. You know, whatever you've got that's little that you want to decorate it with. Flowers. I have this little, where did it go? I found this itty bitty wee picture of a chickadee. I don't know why I cut it out or when I cut it out. It was in the bottom of one of my bins. So I put it on a piece of purple backing. So, you know, something like that is really cute. What about advertisements? Little ads or numbers, tickets. Okay, so that's two. I have a whole stack of paper here, guys. Again, this was done with the watercolor when we were playing. So I am going to cut this fringy edge off because you know what? That looks really cool glued down as a border or on an ATC against the side, in the middle. I save all that. But you guys knew that. I betcha. I betcha you guys knew that. This is very, very thin paper. This one would actually be better glued down right to the page without being a tuck or anything, unless, you know what? We will fix that. We will deal with that. I'll show you. So we can fold this down for sure because it gives it that little bit of strength. Just put a little bit of glue down because that's a big one. And yeah, this is an old daybook planner thing. So it's got dates and stuff on it. I don't think there's any writing on the page. And of course, the envelopes aren't going to be the same sizes unless you take all 4x4 inch paper and fold them all the same, which you're more than welcome to do. I like the randomness of this, but you guys knew that. So yeah, that's a little on the wonky side. It's okay. It's okay. This is a big one. Am I going to get 3? I don't think I'll get 3. I have to cut this. I will have to cut this. I'm going to cut it like this. And of course, you look at your papers to see where you want the envelope to be. You see I've got so much white here. I will fold a little tiny envelope out of this area. $2 bills? I haven't seen a $2 bill in a long time. I have not. Okay, so this corner is going to be showing again. Fold it down. And of course, you don't have to edge it with black marker. You can edge it with those distress inks or whatever you've got. You know how that works. I use what I've got. You could even do some of those little bows that I do and put them on. That could be kind of cute too. I've got all these little hole punch dots. Could do a series of hole punch dots. Something like that. And okay, we're going to use this piece. Going to use this piece. I want this side. This is going to be an itty bitty tiny little one. Little wee. Whoop. So our air quality has gone for a nosedive again. It's brutal out there. Gonna glue that one down right away. This is going to be just an itsy bitsy teeny weeny little pink envelope. I might be able to get an inchy in there. I might not. Let's see if I can get an inchy in there. I bet you I can't. Just in my drawer, grabbing an inchy. Come on, come on. But I want one out of cardstock, so it's got some strength to it. Oh, maybe. Look at that. I could put an inchy in there. All right. So we're going to do this one on this side, like this. We'll glue that down. What is under there? Glob of glue. Glob of dried glue. Oh, I didn't edge them. Ah! Well, I'll have to go around with ink after. It's okay. It's totally okay. And this one can actually go right there. I don't know. Maybe here. Maybe here. Let's do a step. Let's do a step. Yeah. Am I boring you guys yet? Folding and gluing and cursing. Okay, I got this interesting smeary mess. I wonder if I could get 3 out of this. We'll find out. They all don't have to be huge, right? You came for the cursing? All right. I have to admit, I like making these. I really do. And this is another way to use up your ugly gel prints, right? Because when you're only seeing this much of it, and then you're still going to be having decoration on top, you're not going to be seeing, unless you're using it as a tuck, like I say. Yeah, I will remember to outline them. Thank you. Okay, it's a little high. Tuck it down. You could decorate them just with a flourish. Take some ink, and if you're good at doing calligraphy or flourishing, see, this has a big thing of printing on it. I didn't even take that into consideration. It's okay because it is a recipe, so there shouldn't be anything too, you know, that could trigger anybody, I don't think. But that would definitely have, say, a circle punch to cover. Unless you don't really mind the words, I don't care. You know, it's all fun. It's all fun. Got a lot of pink. Didn't realize that my pink was this ugly. It does have like the hot pink paint on it. So I could do something with like a hot pinkish flare to it. You just need to be a little bit careful when you're gluing them because I have glued some shut. I admit it. It's happened. That's why when I go to ink them, I stick my finger in, like I pop it open that bit and stick my finger in there. Just to make sure it's reasonably open. Now this, my goodness, I need this side has to be the main part because it's got the most color. Just pinch the edge. I have ink on my nail. It's not coming off. I was doodling and playing. Just trying to get that white more tucked in. But it's okay. Like I say, you can come back and decorate it. Hey, Cal, welcome, welcome. How are you, hun? Are you over that flu? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay, so I'm going to outline these and then we'll put them together. Nice. That sounds good. Oh, good. You've been having a rough go of it lately between flus and things. I'm glad you're over it. We are making envelope clusters today. Using up some ugly papers, ugly gel prints or painty papers, whatever. Of course, you can use pretty ones, you can use book pages, you can use plain sheets of paper, whatever you've got. I just happen to have these, and this is what I'm doing. I think I'm going to do something like this with this 3. And then I glue them together in a configuration. These ones, I'm going to show you what I mean by gluing it onto a page. So I'm going to take a piece of this page because I'm going to be using this one as a tuck. If you're gluing it right onto a journal page, it would all be pretty much glued right down. But because I want this to be a tuck, it's going to have to go this way. Because I need the double thickness for the top where it goes in. Does that make sense? Because this paper is so thin that if I'm using it as a tuck, it definitely needs some sort of stability to it at the top. So I will come and cut that right now. See, I just cut around that edge. So it's the double paper. Now it's a scribbled on paper. It doesn't matter because it's going to be the tuck. Because when I glue it down, it'll have that stability. Can't remember how I wanted this to go. Like this, I think. Yeah. So this one also I'm going to glue down both sides. Now see, I could take this one and do it here. Covers up a lot of the white, but I think I want it over here. Yeah. So then I will trim this on this side. And then I'm going to glue this one up here. So I will have to trim this piece of book page off because I don't want it visible. I mean, I can always come and put something big and blingy or decorative there, but I'm not going to. So now, when I am putting it into a journal, I will glue down here and across there. And that's going to be where the tuck is. This is going to be glued right down onto the page. This will be glued down onto the page. So the glue would go all below this black line. So all that would be glued down. This with the double page would be where the tuck is. Oh, you got my envelope? Nice. Oh, barbecue sauce instead of ketchup definitely would be lovely. I'm glad you got the envelope. So does that make sense? How that goes? How I would glue that as a tuck spot into a journal? And then, like I say, I could do some sort of decorative thing here Or I could just take a book page and use it. You're very welcome, Kel. I appreciate your support. Okay, let's do something other than pink. I'm tired of pink. How about this orange fun stuff? Orange and white. So this is a full page instead of just being a book page or whatever. So we can get quite nice size envelopes out of it. I'm going to cut this. And I'm not going to worry about the white background because it's okay. There's lots of white on it. We should be able to get 5 envelopes, like a nice cluster of 5 out of this. Oh, you know what? I want it to go. That's got to be in because there's a little bit of printing. See, just along this edge. So I'm just going to make sure that that's underneath. And I did it again. It's supposed to go this one first. Kimberly. Goodness. Tuck that down. This one goes over. You know, I don't want it quite that far, so I'm just going to pull it back a bit. I want a fair-sized envelope for this one. And you know, I could measure, but where's the fun in that? It takes time and effort. And I am on a mask make, right? Mask making. See, would be a lovely thing to be showing. But it's watercolor. I don't often use watercolor for a number of reasons. There's one. Is anybody making little envelopes with me? Oh. Anyone? Anyone making envelopes? Guess not. So these are, you know, there's writing on this. So I will definitely have to come through and put something on this. And again, this is going to be a nice size. Oops, that one's way far in. I try and get it reasonably equal on the sides, like so that the point of the envelope is up. Awesome. Awesome, Anne. Yeah, I've got bins of little envelopes too I should be using, but I have so many painty papers I have to use. I will definitely have to cover that up. Oh, that's really a wobble cut. Okay. It is okay. Okay, thanks for coming, Barbara. I appreciate you coming and checking it out. I hope I inspired you to play. Yeah, I've got lots. You know what? I want that to be the up flap because it's pretty clear. I'm still going to have to, I'll make them match, much to all our dismays. Oh, good. You know what? I'm going to make this one under first because it's so white. This one has some nice color to it. Hide that white a little bit. 3. Let's do one under this. I might be able to get 2 clusters of 3 out of these. That would be nice too. Instead of a cluster of 5, 2 clusters of 3. Again, you know, they're just simple folded envelopes. We're just stacking them, right? You guys probably have your own ways of making envelopes. That's okay. Welcome back, Teresa. So I've got 2, 4. You know what? I'll do 2 small ones. But we definitely want it on the color side. Just another little thing using up the scraps, guys. Using up the scraps. It's all about using up those scraps that you've got and are hoarding. Oh, no, I want the colored side. I want the colored side. You know what? I'm going to throw these out. Nope, that's got lots of purple on it. I'll keep that one. So I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to put these together, outline them, put them together, and then I'm going to decorate one set. I think I'll do one of these because of the print. I'll show you what I do if there's printing. You know what? You can just snip that off too if you don't want to fold it. Many ideas. You do what's easiest and best for you. Let's come in just a little bit. And I don't know, for some reason, my bottoms are always more narrow than the top, but it's okay. Okay, and all's good. Yes, they would look good on here for additional color. Green leaves. Okay, so I think I'll go 2 big ones, and a little one. something like that. That's a nice, and that should even fit on these little journals that I'm doing. It is easier to snip it off. But first, let's put the glue away. Let's edge it. They are fun clusters, you know. If you do fabric envelopes, you could do that like this too. They would be very cute. See, I didn't use my bone folder to fold these snug. But that's okay. But as I say, you could do these out of book page. You could do these out of magazine page. You could do them out of painty papers. You could just make a whole stack and do a mix and match set of envelopes, depending on what size page you want to put it on. This is just another way to add some interest to your journals. I can't remember where I originally saw this idea. It's definitely not my own. I just have adapted hers to the way I do things because that's the way it works. Sorry. Hey, Dana, how are you doing? Did that storm hit you? I've been thinking about you. I was going to message and ask if anybody had heard from you to see how you were doing. I know it hit on the other side of Florida from you, but... Okay, so... Now I could do a series of 5. Actually, I could do a clump of 6. That could be very interesting just the way it is. But that's a big bugger of a piece. That would take so much room up. That would be like if you're doing it in an art journal right on the page tomorrow night. Okay. Not bad there. That's good to know. That's good to know. So I am going to do it in sets of 3. So I'm going to do 2 big and a small in each set. Or maybe I'll do a big and 2 small and then 3 big. That could be cute. And then you could put that in the same journal and it would have that flow through. Yeah, so many ideas to decorate them. Okay, Cal, take care. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you got the envelope, hun. I'm glad you're feeling better. Something like that. Let's put a big one and 2 little ones together. Going for a drink? Okay. Yeah. I just hope all our friends are safe. So as I say, I'm going to decorate these 2 up and call it. Oh no, what spilled? Oh, it was just leaves and things. All's good. Oh, glue that down. This, wouldn't it be fun to do a wall like that and have people leave notes and people can come along and take a happy note out of it? I don't know how I want to do this. How do we want to do I want to do it? Oh, what about like this? Haven't done one like that. How wide is that though? How wide is that? Find a ruler. Try and be conscious of where it's going to fit in the journal. That's over 5.5 inches, 5 3/4 inches. I think that's going to be way too big to put in just a regular journal. That's still 5.5 inches. This is why I overlap them. This is why. Unless, no, those are the two smaller ones anyway. Like this. Like, no, we can't. That's too wide. Like that. That's kind of a nice group. What do you think? How wide is that? How wide are you? No. No, they have to be more like this. More in. Much more in. And then it's really tall. Yeah, they could. How tall is that? Ooh, 7.5. Well, it would fit in a journal if you were just folding the pages in half this way. It would fit on a page. I can do that. I could use different colors to ink the edges, for sure. I don't have different colors to ink the edges unless I use paint. See, now I'm thinking, if I'd have done this, would it be smaller? It's still 5.5 inches. So it would barely fit if you had this folded in half, right? Too big, too big, too big. It's got to be in threes. Or I could just have 3 separate ones to go and have it throughout the journal all together. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm going to do that. Leave these 3 separate and those as a cluster. There we go. Awesome. That's wonderful, Anne. That's really awesome. Okay, so since these are the ones I'm decorating. How about if I take, I've got pink, I've got orange. I'm looking at the colors inside, right? Because I want to cover up some of this text, these texts. I may have to, I don't know what I have to do with them. That's too bright. I don't have enough of that. Surprise! Let's dig in the bin. Dig in the bin. Dig in the bin. Yeah, I've done it out of brown papers. Is that too punchy? That could work. Definitely could work. I'm not going to get 6 bits out of it. I don't. Well, I might. I might. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. First of all, we need to cut off this because that's for something different. Then so I want them sort of square. Ooh, is that too sweary, guys? What do you think? Is that too much? Yeah, that was one of my stencils. I've one of my stencils. You like these like this? Okay. Oh, too big. Too big. I'm just eyeballing these guys. I am not measuring. Not measuring. Big, way big. Draws the attention to that, but you know what? I can come along with uh, and doodle around the rest of them so that. Does that make sense? I never measure, Teresa. I eyeball everything. I that's why it's like I just don't. I don't measure ever because I can't cut a straight line. So I figure if I measure it, it's not going to be accurate anyway. Well, okay, I did measure the envelope clusters because and that was just a rough measure, right? Like I didn't exact and okay, so I do measure. You're right. I lied. Again, I seem to lie mostly when Kel's been around. Hmm. But no, really, I really very, very seldom measure. Unless, I will do a 2 inch measure or a 1 inch, but that's when it's on my, my piano teacher used to bop me with a ruler if I got played wrong. So maybe I have a traumatic thing about rulers. I did measure the clusters. You're right. But, these things I eyeball. Let's glue them in. Again, Elmer's glue all. Love it. Oh, and then you just kind of slide it an eyeball and glue it down. That one probably should have gone much farther. I wonder, can I pull you off? It didn't like to come off of there. It's okay. It's going back down. I just needed it a little bit farther inside the envelope. It happens. It happens. Open it up. Stick it in. Much better. Much better. Yeah. Old school teaching. That's it's the way it was way back when. Like that. So these are cute. I have to admit, I like these. This is how I cover up text inside. It's the easiest way to do it. Again, it adds just that little bit of whimsy. I'm all about the whimsy. Oh, let's do these. They do make lovely envelopes. Hey, Liz, welcome. Nice to see you. Welcome to my channel. Glad you could make it. I am making envelope clusters out of ugly painty papers. So I make little envelopes and then I glue them together in a cluster. The reason I am putting a liner, kind of a faux liner in these, is because there was text that I didn't really want the text. Unfortunately, that little bit of text will show, but I can come back and use some ink and doodle around the edges. Well, yeah, of course they do, Belinda. But I mean, if I'm just throwing them in the bin and using them in a journal, I will decorate them to match the journal then. Curly hair because of the humidity. I'm so envious of people with curly hair. Okay, so now I can add like a floral thing or a chicken or something. I don't know. Since these are a set, I'm going to be decorating them all the same way. I'm not going to doodle with you guys online today because that's going to take a lot of time and I should be spending a little bit of time with my boy. Not that he's paying attention to me because he's playing video games, but just in case he's hungry or something, What am I going to decorate this with? Yeah, I know. I have a friend that goes like almost afro in the humidity. Her hair is so curly, and she's constantly witching about it. I was trying to be polite. She was witching about it. So I get that. I get that it can be. How about, I have an idea. I have an idea. Getting a punch. I think I want a 1-inch circle punch. This is a 1-inch circle punch. Recollections. We'll see if it works. And I am going to grab something green. I have this green, I'd say it's like a cardstock. I have a plan. My neighbor has perfect ringlets all over her head. My older daughter, yeah, me too, Teresa. Straight thin hair, bah. Boring. My older daughter has really nice wavy hair. She gets that from her father. And except for the red color, she's got my color, his hair, and my younger daughter has his color and my hair. Go figure. Anyway, we just say it's mood hair because some days it's. So I'm going to use a 1-inch circle punch. I have a plan. It's not often you guys hear me say that. Come on. I need 4. I need 4. That's awesome. I had a perm. My girlfriend gave me a perm. Ron was at work. And I was at her place and she gave me a perm. And when he got home from work to pick me up, there she was ironing my hair. So I know about ironing hair. So I could put these here or I could put them there. Let's put them randomly. Random spots. Oh, now I want a bigger one. I think this one needs a 2-inch punch. Back to the drawer. Because it kind of gets lost with this cluster. We'll see what the 2-inch punch does. And this is a 2-inch. What are you? Are you a Fiskars? It's a Fiskars squeeze punch thing. 2-inch circle. What about that? Oh no! What hags? How rude. Hags. I tell ya. I like this idea. No, I don't want to glue them down. I'm going to fix them. This one, it's not going to, it would have to go there to cover all 3 envelopes. Unless I do it peeking out. Oh, I like the peeking out. I like the peeking out. Okay, edging them with black marker. They are. I mean, they don't step up if somebody's whacking the bejeez out of a child, but they'll sure say something otherwise, won't they? Not sure if this is going to be peeking out or not. Okay, I have a plan. I need some white paint. Craft paint. We're going to paint daisies on these. Mucky lid. She was a very verbal child. Did she say anything to them? Okay, I'm going to use I want a round brush. And they're way back here. Stretch! Something like you, but shorter. I'll use this one. I had a boss that called me out for rolling my eyes. So this is a mystery brush because it's old and even the paint is worn off of it. Oh, rude. Definitely rude, and definitely rude. You know, I probably should put leaves behind it, right? Nah, let's just do a daisy. It's green. Just doing a quick daisy, guys. Yeah, people can be just rude. They really can. And I don't understand where they get off thinking it's okay to do that. Really? Oh, no water. Surprise. I'll just go like this. Because I don't have paint or anything on my fingers today. I need something. Yeah, I couldn't say anything about somebody's child either. A little bit of yellow for the centers. Yeah, I really should have water. Yeah, horrid thing to say about a baby. So again, back into the white. Second row of petals, just between them. Anne's got a lovely stack of gel prints. Absolutely beautiful. One day I might have the patience to actually do some perfect prints like that. I have no patience. Put the paint on, pull it, done. Which is really strange because I have patience for so many other artsy things. Okay, I really need to get water. I don't want this brush turning into an ugly brush. For all I know, this could be a dollar store brush. It's a nice little soft round brush. So now I'd like a brown. I know I've got a brown in here someplace. It's at the bottom because I don't normally use brown. I've got a green. Might do a leaf. Might do a leaf or a stemmy kind of thing around the edge. Brown. Here's brown. This is a burnt umber. I have bottles of paint falling at my feet here. Just a little bit of brown. And the reason I want just a little bit of brown is because I'm going to take it and just go underneath the center of the flower. And give it just a few little dots. So it looks kind of like seeds. I'll show you in a minute. I'll pull it up closer so you can see. Oh, very thick. That one's very thick. That's your tea, your coffee. You don't want to put your brush in your coffee. The envelope edges, they are done. I'm going to come in with ink, my pen and ink, and doodle them and the outline of the circles. And maybe do some leaves and stems. See, I just did little daisies. Well, they're not really smiley faces. But they do look like smiley faces. Focus! Come on, focus! Doesn't wanna. So yeah, I know they don't totally go with this theme, but you know what? It's okay. It's totally okay. So now I'm going to glue them down. And as I say, I'm going to doodle with my pen and ink. The paint's wet. And the good chip lollipop. Yeah, these are really eclectic, aren't they? You know, I've got like a lattice kind of work, it looks like, because I used, it wasn't a lattice that I did. And then I've got some tiger stripe rose stuff in the inside. And then nice little simple daisies. Let's go there. You can go there. So then when I'm building my journal, I could have these on separate pages throughout it. And this will be on one page, right? And this one I wanted kind of tucked out. You know what? I don't know. I don't know. If it's there, I need to put more daisies. If I put it here, I can get away with the one daisy. I think it's going to go at the bottom. Then actually, I could do one more green circle, put it up there maybe. Nah, I think we're good. I think I like them the way they are. And as I say, I'm going to come in with my ink, my pen, my dip pen and ink, or even maybe a marker, and I'm just going to doodle along all the edges, maybe like a stitch kind of thing. Oh, Sherry. Was it one of those ones that she grew out of? Because I know some of them they grew out of, some of them they have. So let's see what we did today. Okay, let's grab a piece of paper. How about the back of this ugly thing we did on Sunday? Or this strange thing we did on Sunday. So we've got these. The paint's wet. That's why I'm not stacking them. I'm pretty happy with the number I got done while we've been here playing together, guys. And I have those. So as I say, you can embellish them any way you want. All kinds of, ideas to tuck things in, just more space. Even if you just have bits of lined paper and you put it in, just so that they've got something additional to write on. You know how it is. You're always looking for something to fill a journal page. This fills the page, but then you have to think of something to fill the envelopes. I showed this at the beginning. You guys weren't here, but I did finish with the pencil marks, the colored pencil and stuff in the flowers and around the vase. Just wanted to show you that. So this one's finished. And then I was working on those business cards I did. So I did a whole bunch of like little tucks out of them. And as I said, what tweaked me into wanting to do envelope clusters is because I'm doing the orange on Friday with Jean Peter. I made a bunch of orange envelopes so that I could make groupings for the orange part of my journal. And then again, out of the business cards, I did more tuck spots with orange base stuff. So that's what I've been up to and doing. And I appreciate you guys for being here. I thank you very much for your additional ideas for what I could do with these. Not sure that I followed anybody's ideas today because kind of in a zone. Oh, you're welcome. So here's what we did. I hope that I have inspired you to pull out your gel prints that you don't know what the heck you want to do with. Something a little different to do with them. And if you do play and make some, please post it on my Facebook group. I would love to see it. I will enjoy my grandson. I'm going to get him to help me cook supper right away. So thanks all for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you on Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye. Oh, lost my cursor. Go figure. It's a mess. See, everything's a mess. Even can't find my cursor. Bye, guys.